Wellness Rhythm Show. Find your rhythm. Live your wellness.
Y'all, let me tell you something embarrassing. Last summer, I was chugging water like it was my full-time job. We're talking 2-3 liters a day, and I still felt like a dried-out houseplant. Headaches, afternoon crashes, that weird dizzy feeling when I stood up too fast. I thought I was doing everything right.
And here's the thing, you probably were drinking enough water. The problem is that water alone doesn't stay where your body needs it. That's the part nobody talks about.
Which is exactly why we're here today. Because it turns out there's a whole layer beneath basic hydration that most of us have never heard of. And it involves minerals, your cells, and something called cellular water retention.
Right? And when I started digging into this, I'll be honest, even I was surprised.
This isn't fringe science. We're talking about research backed by sports medicine, nephrology, and nutritional biochemistry.
So let's get into it.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning, because I think most people hear mineral density and immediately think bone health. That's where my brain went.
Totally understandable, but we're talking about something broader, specifically electrolyte minerals. Sodium, potassium, magnesium, and chloride. These are the charged particles that actually govern how water moves in and out of your cells.
So it's less about how much water you drink and more about whether your cells can actually use it?
Precisely. Your cells have these protein channels, aquaporins they're called, and they were actually the subject of a Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 2003, awarded to Peter Agre. The discovery showed us that water doesn't just passively slosh around inside you.
It moves through highly regulated channels.
Okay, that's kind of blowing my mind. So there's like a whole traffic system inside my body for water?
A very sophisticated one. And the traffic controllers are your electrolyte minerals.
Without adequate mineral balance, the signals get scrambled.
Water moves to the wrong compartments or exits the body too quickly.
Which is exactly what was happening to me that summer, right? I was flushing everything out.
Almost certainly. Over-drinking without mineral replenishment can actually dilute your electrolytes. There's a condition called hyponatremia, low blood sodium, that athletes sometimes develop from drinking too much plain water during endurance events. It's well documented in sports medicine literature.
That genuinely surprised me when I first read about it. Like, drinking too much water can be a problem?
Right, here's what I've learned. It's not about volume, it's about concentration. Your kidneys are remarkable, but they need the right mineral environment to regulate fluid balance properly.
So let's talk about the specific minerals, because I think this is where it gets really practical. Magnesium is one that comes up a lot.
It does, and for good reason.
Magnesium is involved in over 300 enzymatic reactions in the body. That figure comes from the National Institutes of Health. But critically for our topic, it helps regulate the sodium-potassium pump, which is the mechanism that literally pulls water into your cells.
And here's the thing, though. Most of us are low in magnesium and don't even know it. I had a routine blood panel, and my doctor barely glanced at it.
Which is a fair frustration. Standard serum magnesium tests can miss intracellular deficiency. Researchers like Dr. Carolyn Dean, who wrote The Magnesium Miracle, have been raising this point for years, that deficiency is far more widespread than clinical testing reveals.
Okay, so what about potassium? Because I always think bananas, and that's about as far as my knowledge goes.
The banana gets all the credit, but potassium is critical because it's the primary intracellular mineral. Most of the potassium in your body lives inside your cells. Sodium stays mostly outside.
That gradient between the two is what creates the electrical charge that keeps your cells hydrated and functional.
So if that balance is off, water can't get in?
Or it leaks out.
The research on this is quite solid. A 2019 review in the journal Nutrients found that potassium insufficiency is associated not just with cardiovascular risk, but with impaired fluid regulation across multiple cell types.
Y'all, if you're finding this as genuinely fascinating as I am, and I really did not expect to be this captivated by mineral science, please do us a favor and hit like and subscribe. It keeps us going, and it helps this information reach more people who need it.
Brilliant point on timing, Emma. Right. Let's dig deeper into the research here, because this is where it connects to something our audience probably feels daily without knowing why.
The afternoon energy crash.
Exactly.
A 2020 paper from the European Journal of Nutrition looked at mild dehydration. Not severe, mild. and found measurable impacts on cognitive performance, mood, and fatigue even before people felt thirsty. And the key variable wasn't just fluid intake, it was electrolyte status.
So waiting until you're thirsty is already too late.
For some people, particularly as we age, the thirst mechanism actually becomes less reliable. Research published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society noted that adults over 65 show significantly diminished thirst sensation. So for our pre-retiree and senior listeners especially, this is not a trivial point.
That hits home for me because my mom is in her late 60s and she genuinely never feels thirsty. I'm always handing her water and she looks at me like I've lost my mind.
Which is the exact right instinct on your part. And the solution isn't just drink more water, it's ensuring the water she does drink is mineral rich enough to be absorbed and retained.
Okay, so here's where I want to push back a little, or at least ask the hard question. Because I see mineral water and electrolyte supplements everywhere now, it feels very trendy. How do we know what's actually worth it?
And this is where I appreciate your skepticism, Emma, because the supplement market is genuinely noisy. Here's my honest take. Food first, always.
Dark leafy greens, avocado, legumes, nuts and seeds, and yes, quality salt like sea salt or Himalayan salt cover the majority of electrolyte needs for most healthy adults.
But you're not completely dismissing supplements?
Not entirely, no.
And I'll be transparent. I think targeted supplementation has a legitimate role, particularly for magnesium, where dietary intake is consistently low across Western populations.
But I'd want people to look for well-studied forms, magnesium glycinate or malate for instance, rather than cheap oxide forms that have poor absorption rates.
And honestly, the product labeling is so confusing. This is where I genuinely wish more people had a conversation with a registered dietitian before just grabbing something off the shelf.
Absolutely agree.
And worth noting, the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics is a reliable starting point for finding credentialed professionals.
The point isn't to avoid the category, it's to be discerning within it.
So let's make this really practical, because our listeners are busy. They're juggling kids, aging parents, demanding jobs. Nobody has time for a 40-step mineral protocol.
Right, 3 evidence-grounded habits that don't require a complete lifestyle overhaul. First, add a small pinch of quality sea salt to your morning water. Not a lot, just enough to provide trace minerals and slightly improve absorption.
There's actually research from the Gatorade Sports Science Institute supporting the concept of sodium's role in voluntary fluid intake and retention.
I started doing that and it genuinely changed my mornings. It sounds so small and slightly weird, but it works.
Second, prioritize mineral-dense whole foods at least once a day. Spinach, pumpkin seeds, black beans, sweet potato. These aren't exotic. They're accessible and affordable.
And third,
if you're exercising, particularly anything over 45 minutes, or if you live somewhere hot, plain water probably isn't enough.
A simple coconut water or a low-sugar electrolyte drink becomes genuinely warranted.
This isn't marketing, it's basic physiology.
Here's the thing though, I think the biggest mindset shift is moving from, am I drinking enough water, to, is my body actually using the water I'm drinking?
That's a genuinely useful reframe.
It's the difference between filling a bucket with holes versus fixing the holes first.
Okay, so if you're walking away with one thing today, let it be this. Hydration is not just about water intake. It's about creating the mineral environment your cells need to actually hold onto that water and use it. Start small, morning water with a pinch of sea salt, more dark greens. Notice how you feel.
And perhaps most importantly, don't assume you're well hydrated just because you're drinking frequently.
Check in with how you actually feel. Your energy, your focus, your afternoon. Those are your real data points.
The science is clear enough on this to take it seriously, even if the supplement aisle is not.
Y'all, thank you so much for spending this time with us. This topic genuinely changed how I think about something as basic as drinking water, which is kind of remarkable. If it landed for you too, please share this episode with someone who needs it. And if you haven't already, hit like and subscribe so we can keep bringing you this kind of real evidence-based conversation.
Until next time, drink thoughtfully.
This show is part of the VoxCreu.ai system. If you want a show like this for your organization, without building it yourself,
go to voxcreu.ai and request a sample episode.